Good morning. I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. In my years of active recovery, I have found that upon awakening, it is useful to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one that ties all of the pieces together gently, lovingly, and sometimes even fiercely to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. January 27. Freedom from guilt. Where other people were concerned, we had to drop the word blame from our speech and thought. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 47. When I become willing to accept my own powerlessness, I began to realize that blaming myself for all the trouble in my life can be an ego trip back into hopelessness. Asking for help and listening deeply to the messages inherent in the steps and traditions of the program make it possible to change those attitudes which delay my recovery. Before joining AA, I had such a desire for approval from people in powerful positions that I was willing to sacrifice myself and others to gain a foothold in the world. I invariably came to grief. In the program, I find true friends who love, understand, and care to help me learn the truth about myself. With the help of the 12 steps, I am able to build a better life, free of guilt and the need for self justification. Fair use. Courage to change one day at a time in Al Anon. January 27. I knew I was in trouble. I was ready to throw someone I love very deeply out of my life forever because he had left unwashed dishes in the sink. I was obviously overreacting, yet I couldn't calm down. I picked up the phone and called an Al Anon friend. After hearing me out, she mentioned that I seemed angry about more than dirty dishes. I certainly was. To me, those dishes were evidence of a whole pattern of disrespect. She said that she too grew annoyed and played martyr when faced with the same situation again and again. But whenever she tried to mend all the problems of a relationship in a single day, she failed. It just isn't possible to do so. Instead, she tried to deal with one situation at a time. I still don't like dirty dishes, but I don't have to interpret them as having a deeper meaning. I am learning to take things at face value. Sometimes dirty dishes are just dirty dishes. Today's reminder: why do I allow myself to suffer, to blow small things out of proportion? I can break a situation down to a more manageable size by taking it one day at a time. The whole purpose of Al Anon is to help us iron out the rough spots in our living and that can be done only one day at a time. One day at a time in Al Anon. Fair use. Just for today. Daily meditations for recovering addicts. Learning how to live again. January 27. We learn new ways to live. We are no longer limited to our old ideas. Basic text, page 56. We may or may not have been taught right from wrong and other basics of life as children. No matter, by the time we found recovery, most of us had only the vaguest idea of how to live. Our isolation from the rest of society had caused us to ignore basic human responsibilities and develop bizarre survival skills to cope with the world we lived in. Some of us didn't know how to tell the truth. Others were so frank we wounded everyone we talked to. Some of us couldn't cope with the simplest of personal problems, while others attempted solving the problems of the whole world. Some of us never got angry, even when receiving unfair treatment. Others busily lodged complaints against everyone and everything. Whatever our problems, no matter how extreme, we all have a chance in Narcotics Anonymous to learn how to live anew. Perhaps we need to learn kindness and how to care about others. Perhaps we need to accept personal responsibilities. Or maybe we need to overcome fear and take some risks. We can be certain of one thing. Each day, simply by living life, we'll learn something new. Just for today, I know more about how to live than I did yesterday, but not as much as I'll know tomorrow. Today, I'll learn something new. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous. January 27. Reflection for today. An example of a morning meditation is, my God, I surrender my life, my will, and my love to you this day. I offer the day up to you and hope it is worthy of your love. Please direct and protect my family and their families as well as all friends. Direct and protect those whom I resent and help me to forgive them. Whom I resent, excuse me. I'll read that over. Direct and protect those whom I resent and help me to forgive them. Help all in need of solace and friendship. May my family and I stay in good health, and may I do best at work with efficiency, intelligence, patience, tolerance, and energy. I am so grateful to you for my many blessings. Meditation for today. If I forget to start my day with a meditation, please remind me how important it is for me. Today I will remember. Every day is better when I start it by communicating with my higher power. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics. Dysfunctional families. January 27. Overly responsible. Before finding recovery, we suppressed our feelings and were overly responsible. We tried to anticipate the needs of others and meet those needs so we would not be abandoned. BRB, that's the Big Red Book, page 94. Many of us have focused all our efforts on spouses, significant others, or children, trying to do everything possible to make them comfortable and happy. We may have spent so much time with our children and their friends that we were uncomfortably intrusive. Because we feared abandonment, we may have sacrificed ourselves in an attempt to keep our spouses from becoming bored with us. These actions kept us from admitting, I'm tired, I'm not interested, I don't have time. Eventually, we began to resent them. We deserved to do things we wanted to do, and our family members needed space to breathe, to make their own decisions, to make mistakes and learn from them. With ACA recovery, we finally get the message that it's okay to let loved ones do their own thing. It's okay to let them find happiness through their own actions. Not being constantly involved in their lives does not mean they will abandon us. In fact, it can strengthen our relationships when we all feel the relief of being responsible for ourselves. The meditation reads, on this day, I will remember that I do not need to micromanage the lives of those close to me. They will not abandon me simply because I let them live their own lives. Have a wonderful day. Share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. Daily affirmations, devotions, and meditations regarding recovery, read by day.